easier it is to sell souls.
There is a new price on freedom, so buy into it while supplies last. Changes need to be made. No more curbside baggage. 7 p.m. curfew. Racial profiling will continue with less bitching. We've unified over who to kill, so until I find more relevant scripture to quote, remember, our God is bigger, stronger, smarter, and much wealthier. So wave those flags with pride, especially the white part.
We're selling addictive 24-hour candlelight vigils in TVs. Freedom will be defended at the cost of civil liberties. The viewers are glued to television screens, stuck, cause lots of things seem too sick. I use opportunities to pluck heartstrings for theme music. I show you which culture to pump your...
Welcome to the Grift, on the river now.
I am Gonzo, and this is the season 1 finale.
Yep, season 1 finale. We are dropping it a little bit late this week because reasons.
Thursday was stupid.
Thursday was stupid, but hey, you know what?
And we are taking Thanksgiving off.
Yep.
I'm actually closing the bar that night, so I wouldn't be able to edit anyway, even if we did record.
So we are going to have a fun one.
Yeah, this is going to be even more freeform than normal. I think.
I'm exhausted today.
I mean, I came into this, it's like, oh, we'll make fun of Trump for an hour for the Bubbagate thing.
Right.
And then, because we didn't record Thursday, we got the single greatest 30-minute press conference between two elected political officials, possibly in U.S. history.
We did. So let's go through the news.
I would have hated to have to wait 2 weeks for that.
Let's go through some news. It's going to be fun. All right. So, first things first. Unexpected Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
resigning from Congress.
As AOC pointed out, she did announce she was leaving exactly 2 days after she's eligible for her lifetime pension.
That's
which I'm fair,
right?
Like if I were going to quit in November, I'd stay on until January 5th to get $170,000 a year pension for the rest of my life.
Like, look, I don't like that system exists per se, but also I would do it.
I would do it.
Yeah,
I'd go get elected twice in a row and then retire just for that.
Right. Like,
because that kind of money for me for the rest of my life, better than I'm doing now.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
Be fine. I think we should make it cheaper to get elected so more people have that opportunity, because as it stands, if you can't raise like $500,000, you probably don't even have a shot in a primary.
So yeah, that resignation letter of hers was something.
I liked that it went from like reasonable point to totally deranged and back to reasonable multiple times.
Yes, that was...
man, she really, really dislikes brown people.
Oh, yes, she does.
That became real apparent.
Yeah.
It became real apparent what she means when she says real Americans.
Yes. But also just shit on Congress and the D.C. establishment.
Which, fair. They have that coming.
Real hard.
Yeah. All the establishment, I don't care whether you're talking Republican, the Republican Party is a lost cause.
Yes.
They are fully a lost cause. They need to rebrand to the point that they can't call themselves Republicans anymore after the last several years. And your typical mainstream corporate Democrats are about the most useless fucking human beings on the face of the goddamn earth.
Yes, speaking of which, another step in the direction of their being irrelevant was the manufacturer consent vote, is what I think of it as. The motion to condemn socialism. And
it's telling that they didn't get everybody.
Right.
Because in another time that would have been like 420 to 7.
Right. 99 Democrats did not vote for it, or 98?
98.
98. The 98 Democrats didn't vote for it. The rest did. So
not surprising.
Not surprising. It was a lot of the establishment.
This does tell you who you can primary.
Yeah.
Who you should primary.
The thing looks like it was a shot a shot across the bow at the fact that DSA candidates are running like Mamdani.
Yeah.
And 2, a stage in our manufacturing of consent against the invasion of Venezuela.
Right. Which, as long as we know we're invading them when we do it and it's not accidental again. Because accidentally invading Mexico...
I don't think it was an accident. That's another one in the news. The Department of Defense took over a beach in Mexico.
Started putting up signs.
Put up signs saying it was the property of the Department of Defense.
Interesting that they did say Department of Defense.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, while everybody wants to pretend that it was legal to call it the Department of War, it still isn't. Congress hasn't voted on it.
They swarmed in from the Gulf of Mexico to claim land for the Department of Defense.
Yep. So yeah, that happened. And Mexico took down the signs and was like, "What the fuck?" It's weird and illegal.
It's weird and dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's like, were they hoping no one would notice?
I don't know, man.
Like, what was if it wasn't an accident, what was the point?
Some weird claim about that beach being used for, like, distribution of drugs. Like, the cartels use it for staging or something.
Not a military problem.
You're right now.
That's a law enforcement issue. A Mexican law enforcement issue,
right.
Specifically.
You know, if they request our help, that's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But
still wouldn't send in the military to help. It would be federal law enforcement.
No, I'm totally fine with that. Yeah, no, that's like, look, we do not need the military involved, like 99.9% of the time when it comes to dealing with the cartels at all.
Right? I mean, we don't need the military involved 99% of the time. We use the military.
True. The one, like, rare, I guess, exception is, there was that line, I think it was in Ozark that, every cartel tacitly operates with the allowance of the United States government.
Right.
Right. And that, so I guess if you're taking Pablo Escobar from his compound, maybe you could send a SEAL team with you.
Yeah.
Right? Sure. Right? The guy's got an actual army.
I mean, hello. You don't even, maybe you'll just be let in the door again.
Right.
With no firefight at all.
Because they don't want to die either.
No.
These rich fucks, they're...
No, because odds are that they'll skate. They'll weasel their way out, like most of the time. It's what happens.
Yeah, unless you pull them to an American Supermax and lock them in there forever, right?
They'll find a way to get a chance to escape to somewhere without any extradition treaties, and that's it. And they'll still have all their money.
Right.
Because they squirrel money around all over the place in foreign held accounts that they have access to from anywhere in the world.
Or whatever prison they're held in their own country is actually a mansion.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even if they're sent to, like, a prison, like, they're viewed as, like, kings of the prison.
Right.
And they get special... I remember that from Goodfellas.
Yeah, right.
And they weren't even cartel guys.
These guys have all the money in the world and a lot of reach. So, you know... They don't want to die.
They don't want to die, but they're not going to... You could still run a giant criminal organization from behind bars.
Did you hear about the resolution that was attempted to be attached to the condemnation of socialism one?
No.
This shot down entirely on a party line vote to also condemn fascism and reaffirm the United States' commitment against fascism. And to honor our role in defeating fascism in World War II. And our commitment to teaching about the Holocaust.
And it was a party line vote.
Party line vote. Shot it down.
Cool.
Yep. So that's fun, isn't it?
Hey, they were trying to get us with a gotcha.
Right.
They were trying to gotcha us.
We can't fight fascism.
Can't fight... What is...
Let's see. You get Russia, the U.S. attempting to make a deal with Ukraine and Russia that looks really stupid because we
did draft it, so
yeah, it is for Ukraine to give up territory and weapons, territory that has been currently critical in Ukraine holding Russia from invading the rest of the country, like the territories that they have stopped them at, right? Like. That's a big fucking no, right? And the weapons that they have used to hold Russia back. It's just like, hey, why don't you agree to a year of peace while we regroup exactly where we need to?
So we can finish the job next year.
Yeah. And that's a big fat no.
Yeah. What happens with Russia when Putin dies? He's old and not in the best of health by most accounts. What happens without him? Like, I know what happens to, say, the Republican Party when Trump goes.
Yeah.
What happens to Russia? Like, what is his actual, like, what does the average Russian actually think of him? Because that's hard to know from the outside. I mean, yeah, he always gets reelected with like 98% of the vote, but he gets elected with 98% of the vote, and that's always suspicious.
Right.
Like, that's bullshit when it happens. Nobody does that.
From what I've picked up, there's a weird resignation amongst like the rank and file average Russian, right? Where they've gotten so used to just the government sucking, they don't care, right? Like, it's new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody over 35, 40 had a few years of the USSR, and then they had Yeltsin,
who was a disaster.
And then they've had Putin their entire life, right? Like, last 20 years.
It's never been fun to be a Russian.
Yeah, so it's not like, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like it's a mutable thing that can change, and then there's they love the machismo thing because Russian culture has a lot of that.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, and so
You can go back 1,000 years and it was pretty much that way.
dumb tough guy shit works. There's still like a sense of like Russians have an inferiority complex from going from massive empire to another massive empire to
Not.
And they're not happy about that, right?
They don't.
So they feel like everything that their tough guy leader does is good for them,
It's a sad way to live.
Yeah. And I mean, their rates of alcoholism and suicide are fucking ridiculous still.
Well, I mean, vodka comes out of the tap, so.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. It looks like it's going to be a major power vacuum. Like, the oligarchs are going to be fighting to see which one winds up on top. But
I wonder how ugly that'll get internally amongst them, because it's not like they like each other.
No, and I don't think any one of them wants to let...
I mean, honestly, Putin's probably been the only thing keeping them in line from killing each other for the last 25 years.
Yeah, and none of them want to let somebody become another Putin either, from what I can tell, right?
Right.
Like, that nobody wants there to be one guy who individually is as powerful as any 5 oligarchs, right?
Right.
Where there's a detente between them, where the oligarchs have the main power, but that's because Putin lets them have the power, and they let Putin stay in power so that they don't get killed. And it's a weird cycle of power sharing between them, right? I don't think anybody's happy with the situation except for Putin.
Yeah. And he just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and the right shady character, because, I mean, he was Yeltsin's fixer. That's how we got there.
I'm sure he has compromat on all of them. And had it 35 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like that's how he got to power.
Yeah.
Like, Yeltsin and his wife were corrupt as hell, and Putin was their fixer for a while as the deputy police chief of St. Petersburg, I think. Can't remember the city off the top of my head, but I think it was St. Petersburg. Long and short, ex-KGB guy, police chief guy, acted as a fixer and then immediately shot up in the political ranks and then helped Yeltsin on his way out.
Yep.
And that's where he's been ever since.
God, it's been a long time.
A very long time. What else we got in the news? Justice Department attacks judges after the prosecutors stumble in the Comey case. That is stupid. The DOJ is also shooting itself in the foot with this one.
They fucked that up bad.
The reason they're attacking the judges is because they are absolutely fucking up a dog shit case to begin with. And
I'm fairly certain you could take any dipshit off the street,
yeah,
and have them fuck up getting an indictment less.
Right. It's
Than what's her name did. I don't remember her fucking name.
Lindsay Halligan.
Dumb fucking name.
So, order of operations, we have an attempt. Trump wanted James Comey prosecuted. The prosecutor that Trump appointed to that district looked at the case and investigated and said, "No, I'm not doing it." Wrote a long memo about why it can't and shouldn't be done.
If you do this, you will be disbarred.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And
my successor.
And he got fired. And Trump tried to find another person, and nobody would do it. So they hire Lindsay Halligan, another one of those dumb, pretty Mar-a-Lago lawyers who has no experience.
Hey, she'd done some insurance law.
Yeah. Never tried a criminal case in her life. But she looks like she used to be a pageant girl.
She's not going to be trying a criminal case now either.
Yeah. And they appoint her. Apparently illegally as well. Like, there's a case against, like, her appointment, and seems to have broken, like, every rule for the DOJ and the laws, like, and how to.
I don't know what else I would have expected.
Right. Because apparently you're supposed to actually pick somebody who was, in the DOJ and part of the chain of command. Not supposed to skip over everybody and just bring in
some rando.
But hey, what do I know? And then they try to get a grand jury. The grand jury comes back with a no bill on at least one of the 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
It comes back, and there's some confusion as to whether or not they saw the other that they rejected the other 2, or they just like got stuck on the first question and were like, we can't indict, and then went back and said we can't indict on the first question. They rushed through a indictment on the other 2 questions, and then it reads like the jury was confused, the grand jury was confused, grand jury didn't see the full indictment, some other nonsense. Then they go before the court, and the DOJ spends an entire day telling the judge that they didn't show the entire grand jury the whole indictment, which is a big problem, huge problem. And then, lo and behold, the next day, after getting ripped a new one by the court for that, the next day, they come back and they hand like a statement by what seemed to be a really confused jury foreperson as a sworn statement, as evidence that they did show them the full indictment, but it doesn't look like the person who admitted it didn't know what they were saying. The next day, they just said that yesterday everything we said was wrong, so you don't know what to and they're getting shredded by these judges. Absolutely shredded.
Well, they're very bad at their jobs, so they should be.
And the DOJ is attacking the judges, of course. Same thing in the Letitia James case. Like, there's a document from Fannie Mae that says that they couldn't find any criminal wrongdoing, that it was just an oversight on a single piece of paper. And prosecution tried to hide it.
Well, that's always a good look.
Right. Tried to turn it over.
What if we don't tell them?
They're refusing in court to answer whether or not there are, like, exculpatory memos in either case. Like straight up, the prosecutor in the Comey case said that he was ordered not to tell the court if there's any, like, memos, like, declining prosecution or offering a different theory of, right? Like, you're basically saying we shouldn't prosecute.
Yeah.
Like, ordered not to tell the court that.
That's a problem.
That's a problem. So this is going to be fun. Like, the president using the DOJ as a personal attack squad for his political opponents is, I mean, it's a new low.
Yeah.
So then we've got let's go into the fun one because there was a climate change summit that didn't go anywhere.
They never do.
Nowhere. It worse than the other ones. It ended with a big
What blows me away is there is so much potential money to be made in mitigating climate change.
Yeah.
It's such huge market potential. Like then another generation of billionaires would be made.
It's going to be bad for the current crop of industrial powerhouses, right?
Yeah.
And look, it does necessitate lower consumer spending and consumption in the West, right?
Right.
Two things that the current economic structures do not want to see. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we need to find a few ways here in the West of reducing our consumption in the most carbon-intense ways downward a little bit.
Which would have been easy 30 years ago.
Right. And, we need electric vehicles and renewable energy and the powers that be don't want to invest in that. But yeah, could be worth trillions.
Well, it will be to the Chinese.
Yeah, they're the ones, for all the finger pointing at how bad they are about climate change. Still, sure, like they are, but they're developing, right? Same thing is that they're actually cutting their emissions faster than we are now by a lot.
Yeah, and they're at the forefront of the technologies that will allow for mitigation.
Yeah, like
they're the ones doing it. They're going to the ones. It's going to be nothing but the CCP and Chinese corporations that own the patents to all of these new technologies. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be worth trillions of dollars because it's going to come to a point where you're not going to be able to just ignore it anymore.
Oh, no. Jesus. There's a fire aboard a L.A. container ship that prompted a shelter-in-place order across L.A. for a little while.
Wow.
That's problematic. Wonder how it ended, but apparently there's something on that boat that was toxic or explosive. One of the two.
Yep. Cool.
There was, my God, that thing that I thought was incredibly stupid and bothered me.
That's helpful.
That's very helpful, I know.
That narrows it down a lot.
So narrow. Oh yeah, we haven't talked since they voted to release the Epstein files.
Right.
Yeah.
That was within the last week.
And Larry Summers is resigning.
Yeah. The left lost Larry Summers in all of this. How will they ever recover?
Well, we're going to here's the thing: is virtually every old fuck in the Epstein files, up to and including Noam Chomsky. Respect for you, Mr. Chomsky, but if you go down because you were close with Jeffrey Epstein after knowing he was a pedophile,
then what can happen to him at this point? He's basically been dead for 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
He's like 145 years old. He apparently can't speak anymore.
Yeah.
He can't write.
Oh, shit. I only have like a month for him to die. He's on my list, isn't he?
I don't remember. We're coming to the wire. It's been fewer than I expected. The point totals are lower than I would have thought at the beginning of the year based on the draft we all saw.
Yeah, we're in a death pool. I think we talked about it once before. But yeah.
I can't believe it's been a whole year.
It's been a whole year almost, yeah. But I have like a month before. And I think I got Chomsky. Yeah. I think I picked Chomsky.
I don't know that I have the energy to do it again next year. That was more thought than I like to put into anything.
And then having to focus, pay attention. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
It was fun at first.
In the first couple months.
Yeah. But now
I don't think I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
I also know I'm not going to win, but I got some young ringers in there. If one of them goes, I shoot right to the top, but they were all long shots.
Oh yeah, Michael J. Fox, I'm looking at you, fucker. Come on.
I'm the one who picked Amanda Bynes.
You did.
She's like 26.
That was, oh man, Amanda Bynes in just like the last 5 years, just what a turn.
Man.
And that very unfortunate, somehow new but looks 20-year-old heart tattoo on her face.
Yeah.
Like, How is a tattoo that new?
Look, that prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
This is what spending any time with Dan Schneider does to a young person. Ruins them forever because he's a monster. How is he not dead yet?
I don't know, man.
He should be dead by now.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider should hurry up on dying.
Speaking of which, that viral hoax.
He ruined Amanda Bynes' life. He probably knocked up Jamie Lynn Spears.
So maybe, but did you see that? So that post about Amanda Bynes and the who knocked me up? That was a AI. That was a hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah. That took a couple of days though. It went viral as fuck. Like,
by the time I saw it, it had already come out as a hoax.
Okay, good. It took Amanda Bynes like 48 hours to respond
I saw
to
the
it.
video on TikTok, and in the comments it was like, "This has already been proven to be a hoax." I'm like,
yeah, that's wow. Speaking of, so that was the thing that was dumb and making me mad was how the GOP is responding to a handful of former military and intelligence officer Democrats doing a video talking about our obligations as soldiers to support the Constitution and follow their oath and not commit crimes by following illegal orders. That was it. There was nothing that they said.
You should not follow illegal orders. They were very clear.
Yes.
About illegal orders, and the response was telling soldiers not to commit crimes is sedition punishable by death.
Yeah. That was insane. I mean, that looks exactly like what a guilty person would do. Like, I'm straight up telling you I want to commit crimes, and I am now in charge, so you are all going to die for not letting them commit crimes. It's
insane.
Yeah. And as a reminder, you can and will be prosecuted when Trump is out of office if you committed crimes while following his orders.
There are a lot of dudes working as ICE agents right now who have committed a lot of state crimes no one can protect them from.
Yeah. Some of these...
So enjoy that, fellas.
These murders against Venezuelans.
Yeah, like if you helped carry out that mission,
you could theoretically find yourself...
That is illegal under both domestic and international law.
Yeah.
You have committed war crimes.
The entire chunk of that chain of command in the process could face prosecution.
You may face tribunals in your future.
Like, if he doesn't pardon you on his way out the door...
And even then, that won't protect you from international law.
Yeah, but I mean, you know... We may actually... I've never seen the United States turn anybody over, but it'd be funny if we did for the first time.
I would.
I mean, we need to change some things.
I would.
On every level.
Like, man, I would love to just send Stephen Miller to The Hague. My God, that's a sexy idea.
Like, I firmly believe that we need drastic reforms on the constitutional level all the way across.
Yeah, there needs to be serious checks on the executive powers.
Power needs to be forcibly handed back to the legislature in some ways. Right, like they have to do their jobs.
Because apparently the clearly written text of the first several articles of the Constitution aren't clear enough.
Including the non-delegation clause, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then, power needs to be checked away from the executive. And, you know, some little things could be really, like, you know, like any Senate confirmed position not being able to be terminated without a confirmation vote to remove them, right, would be a huge check, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you have to be confirmed to be hired, you should have to be confirmed to be fired.
Yeah, like, and now let's say you could be suspended for up to 30 days in the process.
Yeah.
Sure, right? That way, if you are a risk, a danger, a threat to the government or country for some reason, yes, the executive can temporarily fire you, but they can't permanently fire you without the Senate approving.
Saying it's okay.
Right. Like,
and that still doesn't protect from the possibility of a rubber stamping Senate, but that would be the legislature deciding not to do its fucking job at that point.
right. And
So
then-
that would at least be like the legislature would have to make the affirmative decision to not do its fucking job at that point. It wouldn't just be the president doing whatever he wanted.
Yep, and the even the Senate, even though the Senate has 6-year terms, the Senate faces elections more often than the president. Every 2 years, there's a Senate seat or two up.
And if they want to keep running, which they're not term limited out, so they have to remember that.
Yeah. And so that would be really useful. A constitutional amendment defining that independent agencies have a set amount of independence as set by statute.
Yeah.
Right? That way the Fed can't be fucked with by the president and other really important agencies that we want our politics to shape the choosing of the leaders of, but we don't want politics to shape the policy of.
Yeah, there's certain functions of the federal government that just need to be as apolitical as possible.
Yeah.
And just purely fact-based without any sort of ideology being a part of it except from being fact-based.
Yeah, I think...
Which, at this point, the idea of something being fact-based is ideological because we are a dumb people.
Right. I think, like, HHS... Actually, if I were to pick them, it'd be HHS, DOJ, right? Mm-hmm. HHS, DOJ, CFPB, and the Fed, right?
Yeah.
Pick those four with minimal interference or allowed interference by the political establishment, right? Because we need what they do, right? Like,
Yeah.
The sciences, like the HHS, like funds a lot of biomedical science around the country.
At least it used to.
Used to. Now it's not.
I forget the number of studies and grants that were canceled, like major ones, over the last 9 months.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Like, universities are hurting.
A lot of cancer research has just been thrown away.
Like, the damage we're doing now is future us problems, and that's what Americans are really not.
I can't remember if it was USF or UCF that had a promising developments in a universal cancer vaccine.
Yeah, they were still early phases of it, but they were. It looked like they found some.
Now they're in none phases of it.
Yeah, like it was mice stuff.
Yeah.
Where they were at, but yeah, like promising research now temporarily flushed down the drain.
Which, hey, reminds me, apparently we just had the first of a specific strain of the bird flu transmitted to human beings by animals. Out in, I think it was Washington State.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
We're moving closer and closer to...
It was a farmer who kept chickens who was, like, already immune compromised, so it was like a perfect storm. But I believe it was the H5N5.
Okay.
Yeah, which is not the one you want jumping the species barrier.
This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
We've
got a crippled federal government trying to deal with like a listeria outbreak in like chicken across the country.
Yeah. Oh, the measles outbreaks that we're seeing.
Measles, yeah.
We're seeing rapid mutation because measles mutates rapidly.
That's good.
And we're seeing some rapid mutation, and it's becoming more virulent again because, well, you see, it had been kept to like tiny pockets of the global population, right? And that kept it from transmitting very much, even though it's one of the most
transmissible
diseases on the planet.
It's hyper communicable, really.
Yeah. And so, like the whole Western world had done a real good job of keeping it like at bay, and now it's coming back with a vengeance and mutating faster than...
I will never forgive a single one of you motherfuckers who decided that white supremacy was more important to you than literally everything fucking else on the goddamn planet, because you have thrown away 300 fucking years of human progress because your fucking melanin deficient ass couldn't handle the fact that brown people exist. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you with an infinite fury. All of you.
Speaking of the tensions in white supremacy, the G20 is being held in South Africa, and there's a lot of tension between the United States and South Africa right now because we are making bizarre claims that there's a white genocide happening. The Musk family deserves to die, I think, is the...
Yeah, they were a mistake.
They were a mistake. Because, Elon's father all of a sudden went out and, denied that apartheid existed just the other day.
I'm pretty sure that Elon is trying to have so many kids because he knows that the world would be better off if his bloodline ended, and he's trying to make sure that it's propagated as much as possible before they can do that.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. But yeah, Elon Musk, Elon's dad, has now gone on a apartheid denial tour, basically. He went and said a bunch of stuff about how all of these things that people said about apartheid were lies, right? He was a member of an anti-apartheid party.
I was going to say, I seem to recall that being a thing back in the 80s.
Yeah, this family is not well.
They're terrible people.
Speaking of how
he knocked up his own stepdaughter, so what do you want?
Yeah. Speaking of how not well they are, Grok.
Oh.
If you would love to play a game, go into... And it seems to only be on the Twitter side of it. So if you use the API side of it, it does not hallucinate.
Okay.
But if you are using the Twitter interface, which is what 99.9% of the population uses for Grok, if you ask it any question about Elon Musk, about
anything,
about 8 or 9 times out of 10, it is going to hallucinate an answer that glazes the fuck out of Elon Musk's dick.
There have been some good ones.
There have been.
The one about whether or not we should save... Grok would save Elon Musk's brain or the entire population of Slovakia. And it made the determination that Elon Musk's brain was more important than every Slovak.
Yes. For the future of humanity.
For the future of humanity. The one that I shared about whether or not it was possible for anyone to be better at taking back shots as a bottom.
Yes.
And it just went on a tirade about how fucking amazing, how much endurance Elon Musk has as a back shot taking bottom.
Yep. It was
great. It made me so happy.
Perfect.
It made me so happy.
One of the amazing ones that I asked it was how cool is Elon Musk, and it told me that Elon Musk, I went on a tangent about how Elon Musk is operating on a completely different cool scale than 99.999% of humans. Here's why he breaks the meter. Build reusable rockets, blah, 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 video games that land themselves like video games. Made it boring because it just works every time. Runs Tesla, SpaceX, sends astronauts to the ISS. He runs the Boring Company all at the same time. Bought Twitter for $44 billion, basically on a meme. Renamed it X and turned it into the town square of the internet, whether people like it or not. I'm not kidding. Has 200+ million followers who hang on his every 3 a.m. tweet.
Wow.
Yep. Sent his personal Tesla Roadster into space with a dummy named Starman blasting David Bowie. I would like to point out that one of his reasons for not liking his Roadster that he got is that he didn't design it, and he wasn't the founder of the company when it was designing and making the Roadster. His funding just helped get it made.
Yeah, 2 dudes who are not Elon Musk started Tesla.
Yeah. So, yeah, he sent his personal Roadster, which I guess was a cool collector's item, but also probably a reminder that
he's not that cool.
He's not that cool into space.
He hadn't given us the Cybertruck yet.
By the way, the Roadster was a much cooler car than...
Man, those early Teslas in general
yeah.
were pretty... I'd been in one once, and it was like being inside a spaceship.
Yeah, thing is that the Tesla...
They were cool.
The Tesla hasn't changed in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So, everything that was cool about it is now dated and cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Or they've removed features and utility because he's a fucking idiot. Like the way that they dumbed down self-driving and did away with like all of the redundancies and like, you know, near field radar and stuff to avoid collisions because according to Elon, humans do it with 2 eyes.
Yeah.
They also do it with the single most complex processing machine we know of in the entirety of the universe inside our skulls.
Right.
There's nothing more powerful at processing information than our brains that we're aware of.
And like brains in general are amazing and
fast.
Everything on Earth that experiences real time, like that reacts in real time to sensory stimulation, right, is operating on a guessing machine that inputs a few microseconds of the future into its perception.
It also ignores something like 99% of the data it receives because it's noise.
Yeah.
And it instantly filters that.
Right.
Without you knowing it's filtering that information.
But
it's fucking incredible.
Yeah, we and every other species on the planet that is reacting to like real-time information is actually not interacting in real time. We are acting in a projected future that lands in our mind as real time.
Yeah.
Right? Based on the latency.
Yeah,
right?
and it's microseconds.
Yeah.
But still.
It's projecting what it thinks is going to happen and see. Just, that's how good this thing is.
And that's why if you're on the right drugs, time dilation can get real fucking interesting real fucking fast.
Oh, yeah.
When you start seeing things in slow motion.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's accurate. You are taking it, you are processing that data differently.
Right.
So you are literally seeing the world. You can react faster.
Yep.
It's fucking wild.
Because it's not inputting that data in real time, but in like the time that it's taking it to process that data. It's fucking bad. It's amazing. But yeah, that's why, and that's cool, but the car can't do that.
Because our computers just aren't that good yet.
And probably never will be. I hate to break it to you.
I can't even imagine, like, we're doing like trillions of calculations a second.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, look, like we can make computers that can do math faster than a human being can ever do math because our brain has all of this other stuff going on and can't do that.
Yeah, we don't even know what consciousness is yet. That's why we don't know why anesthesia works. We just know that it does.
He open sourced Tesla's patents, memes relentlessly, smokes weed on podcasts, names rockets after Ian M. Banks novels, and still somehow gets NASA contracts. That's all a negative. Yeah.
He's so cool, man.
Turned funding secured into a $20 million SEC fine and kept going harder. Like, this is stupid. This is objectively stupid, right? And it calls him objectively. The man is peak chaotic neutral sci-fi protagonist energy in real life. Coolness rating 10,000 out of 10. The scale had to be rebuilt twice to contain him. And then it says calls him the closest thing to Tony Stark. I shit you not.
You know, possibly the two single greatest mistakes any media company's ever made were putting him in Iron Man 2 and The Big Bang Theory.
Also going to say, getting him name dropped in Star Trek was, no, not a fan.
No, not a fan.
But I do notice that it was the guy from the Mirror Universe who named him as one of...
It's true.
The guy from the Mirror Universe pretending to be a good guy.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Who name dropped Elon Musk as one of the greatest people in history.
Which means one of two things. Either in Mirror Universe Elon Musk actually was cool, or he was exactly the same, and that's why the Mirror Universe looked like it did. I have the sneaking suspicion that the Mirror Universe is ours.
Yes. No, I have been thinking about that a lot.
I just, this weird vibe. I even remember kind of wondering that back in like the original series days.
Are we in the Mirror Universe?
Are we in the Mirror Universe?
It's possible, Speaking of mirror universe, all right, should we talk about the best meeting that has ever?
I mean, yeah, we've got two great Trump stories: the greatest meeting of all time, and the fact that he either blew a former president or a horse.
Wait. Hold on, sorry. I just saw a news story that actually hit me on a personal angry note.
Oh.
Trump says he is ending immigration protections for Somalis in Minnesota immediately, terminating temporary protected status in the United States with the largest. Wow. All right. The Somali community in Minnesota. Yes, lots of scams and crimes come out of parts of the community because it's a impoverished immigrant community that also comes from a country that doesn't have a government.
Yeah.
And is run by pirates. Right?
Literal pirates.
Literal pirates. So they've
made movies about it.
Right. So there is a culture that sometimes comes along with it that is a little scammy. Sure. The rest of the population is fucking great. There's great food, nice people. They're fucking putting out, U.S. Congresswomen and fucking
good ones.
Good ones and leaders in Minnesota politics and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But because racists like to blame them for every crime that happens in Minnesota.
Which I feel like would be the sort of thing you'd be able to determine statistically if it were true.
Right. No, I mean, they're freaking out over there's a big scandal that's been going on for a few years called Feeding Our Futures. Mm-hmm. Feeding Our Futures was a charity that there was a big program with federal funds reimbursing for feeding kids.
Okay.
Breakfast and shit, right? It was a reimbursement program. So businesses and nonprofits could sign up to be members, and then they would be reimbursed for the meals that they fed these children. Which, again, I'm a big fan of direct transfer because you can't really have all that much fraud.
Yeah.
You just give poor kids food, and they
either eat or they don't. It's real easy to figure out if they're not.
Or you give poor kids money and let them buy food.
Yeah.
Right? It's easy. But what happened instead is that a number of businesses and smaller charities out underneath the Feeding Our Futures charity umbrella were stealing millions of dollars worth of money by claiming that they'd given away food that they didn't give. Right? And there was there was some bribery. There were members of the it was a big grift because it was able to steal $200 million.
Yeah, that's
a problem.
That's a problem.
But out of the people that have been indicted, there have been 77 indictments so far in this ring, right? Mm-hmm. 20 of them were Somalis, and the rest were American citizens, U.S.-born American citizens.
We're pretty good at piracy and grifting too here.
Yeah.
You fucking don't let yourself think that the Somalis are better at that than us.
Right? We
fucking taught the world everything they know about grifting. God damn it!
Financial crimes we have created the best financial. Only one other asshole in history beats Americans, and it was an Italian by the name of Ponzi. All right.
It's just pretty good when they. I don't remember them naming a scheme after Bernie Madoff.
Yeah. So, we created some of the best financial crimes ever. That is what we do.
I mean, that's why we're a world power.
Yeah, literally. So. All right, now the best meeting ever. All right, go ahead.
All right,
you love this more. You love this as much as I do.
I knew when I heard the meeting was happening, mostly how it was going to go. I knew Mom Donnie was going to get in there, and Trump was going to be the narcissist with dementia that we all know him to be, and he's going to see a confident, popular man in front of him.
Yeah.
And just swoon the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because it's happened before. It's a pattern we've seen. If somebody is popular and confident and goes into a room with Donald Trump, because he wants to be the center of everything, desperately wants to be their friend.
Yes.
And that's gotten worse as he's gotten older and more dementia-addled because it's the only thing he remembers from his past. Like, because that's the thing about dementia is you start living more and more in the past because your long-term memory isn't affected in the way that your short-term memory is.
Yeah, and like you saw it even early on with Elon. Like he was more enamored with Elon after like they'd actually like met and Elon was sucking up to him.
Yeah.
Right? And it fell apart as soon as like, you know,
Stuff had to be done.
Actually, as soon as Elon was taking the limelight from Trump.
Yeah.
That's when it fell apart.
Yeah.
Like, because he was working for Trump and getting all the credit. Yeah.
Like I'm sure there was a private part of the meeting that we didn't see, and I'm sure all it took for Trump to just fall over himself to praise Mamdani was. I'm sure Mamdani was just like, hey, you know, we just want to make New York great again, as great as it can be, and we would love your help to do that in every way you can. And he was just like, you want my help?
Yeah.
Like I'm positive it was that stupid and simple. Because he's a stupid, simple man.
And, you know, Mamdani talks a lot about making New York a better place, right? And Donald Trump, for all his many faults, like...
He loves that stupid city.
He does love that stupid city. He envies Manhattan. He's always had Manhattan envy, right?
Yeah.
Because he's an outer boroughs guy.
Yeah.
Like, who wanted to be a Manhattan guy.
And he never got the love back from the city that he wanted to.
Right.
Like, and he always... It made him weird.
It did.
It made him weird because he was always, especially like in the social elite circles that weren't part of child sex trafficking rings, at least. He was viewed as like a weirdo and a pretender and like not really one of us. He was, you know, we've been moneyed for a lot longer than you. We've been doing it. We're more elite than you.
Right. Like, you go ahead and hang out with the celebrities.
You're nouveau riche trash.
Yeah.
Because your father made all the money, and you're only one generation moneyed. So
yeah. And you know, you
ain't no Rockefeller, son.
And like your developments don't, like, you know, like they're gaudy and they're
you're tacky.
Yeah. Like the Spitzers, like, you know. They laughed at him, right? Because, you know, they made buildings, right? They developed skyscrapers, right? Donald Trump, oh, look, you got a tacky tower with your name on it.
You got a fucking condo building that's got a Tower Records in the basement.
Yeah.
I've been in that Tower. It's not there anymore, but I've been in that Tower Records. It was nice.
You know, and like...
It's the one time I went in Trump Tower.
Nice.
There was a Tower Records in the basement. On the first floor.
So, you know, that's who he was, and he always wanted... So he wanted to be part of the party establishment elite, like the make New York cool side, because that's all that would take him. Because, you know, like, if you've got drugs and money, they'll hang out with anybody.
He wanted so much, and he got stuck with Roy Cohn.
Right. Like...
Who he betrayed.
Who he betrayed. Yeah. He did.
I'm sure as much as that hurt Roy's feelings, there was a certain part of him that was just like proud.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, I taught you good.
Yeah.
I taught you everything you know. Now you're doing it to me. You bastard. Why am I proud of you? Like, I'm sure it was a lot. And then he fucking died, so who cares?
Yeah, he died. He died from a disease that boy, was he such a closeted homophobe. Like, he
is a fascinating figure in American history, like for decades.
Right.
Like multiple generations. It was
a man whose conscience like had to be weighing on him all the time.
I haven't seen it in like 30 years. Do you remember the old that HBO movie Citizen Cone?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in like 30 years since it originally aired.
Yeah.
Is it on Max?
I think so.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. Yeah.
Same. Now that I'm reminded of it, I actually loved it. Yeah.
I remember liking it a lot in like high school or whatever it was.
But yeah, like, you know, he knew he was setting up the Rosenthals.
Yeah.
Like, he knew he was like. Yes, there was some evidence that they were guilty. There was other evidence that was exculpatory, and like, he did not need to go for the death penalty on them, but he did.
But he did, and he got it.
Got it. You know, he denied. He went after people for being gay while he was fucking other men.
You know,
4 years.
He sort of like pioneered that particular Republican grift.
Yeah, he and J. Edgar.
J. Edgar.
Like.
The number of things we learned about that man after he died.
Like, yeah, that little inner circle of, like, conservative DOJ, FBI, like, leadership that basically seem to have all been on the down low.
And part of it is you get in these more elite circles and you realize that sexual orientation isn't really a thing per se. You're just like a pervert looking for extreme pleasures.
Right.
Like it's you want to be able to do things normal people can't do because normal people can't do them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, for that
But he
group,
was
they were all
gay.
gay.
They were all gay.
That was like those guys were like in the closet, and also aggressively targeted other gay people for their sexuality.
Well, I mean, that's what you have to do when you have power, want to maintain it, and you're in the closet.
Yeah, like it was amazing.
You have to go. I mean, we see that with like every single family values evangelical pastor. That 6 months later, he's like caught in a hotel room blowing meth scope up a 15-year-old boy's ass.
Right.
Like, all right, that's on brand.
Yep. Oh man, it's like the trend of fucking pastors with their fucking the one with the goddamn Bentley.
Yeah.
Oh, like trying to defend having a brand new Bentley. Like his own church was like getting a little mad. And
Fucking Kenneth Copeland and his needs 2 jets to keep the demons away from him. I gotta be able to fly away from the demons, you see.
We need to tax the shit out of churches.
Just obliterate them financially.
Yeah. If they are not actually a charity, a genuine charity,
Which if they are, they should be happy to open their book. They should be proud to open their books and show off how much they spend on the poor and dispossessed.
Yeah, their tax exempt status is not just a matter of the separation of church and state. It has always been a function of because they offer charity to the populace, right?
Yeah.
We are not going to charge them taxes.
Yeah.
That has been part of it since the beginning.
That's non-profit organizations in general.
Yeah.
That's
like
churches are just a specific type of not-for-profit.
Yeah. We don't just magically make them tax exempt just because they have a faith. That's not it.
No.
It is very specific to the good work they're supposed to be doing in the world.
But, when you can have like a 300,000 square foot parsonage on church land that the church pays for.
Yeah. That should be a crime.
Should probably be investigated.
Yeah.
Should probably be illegal.
Owning 2 private jets for your church.
Yeah. And that's not to say that if a church has a pastor who needs a home, they can't provide housing. But
no,
it shouldn't be a mansion that covers the area of like 13 football fields.
No, like, I'm very used to the little 1 to 3 bedroom fucking house next to the church.
Yeah,
right?
or like there was one of the cemeteries near my house was like old school enough that it had like the caretaker's house on site where he lived there and maintained the got a free house out of the deal. I always kind of liked that idea. I'm like thought about it myself.
I am very used to the pastors or the rabbi having that little house next to the synagogue, the church. Like,
and part of it was always the assumption is that you were on call 24 hours a day.
Right.
If somebody needed church services at 4 a.m., you were there to do it.
Yeah.
You might be disheveled and it might take you some time to put yourself together to do it, but you were available 24 hours a day.
You weren't the CEO of a powerful entity. You were
You didn't have a media organization.
Yeah. You were
on satellite.
The shepherd of a flock.
Yeah.
With all that entails. Like,
it's work. Like, if you're doing it right, it's work. And it's not just a grift. But
man, I wish I had faith. You know why? Because not saying I want to be a pastor, right? But
I'd be good at it.
Huh?
I'd be good at it if I believed it.
Right. That's like.
Although I also happen to know how many pastors are atheists now, and it's all the ones who are good at it.
Yeah, right. Like, I wish I, because like, look, man, if preaching and like helping people and just making a okay living at that,
yeah,
being fine, like
just getting paid to help people,
yeah,
like be there in case somebody needs to talk,
right, and organize charities,
like fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah,
yeah, like all the good work I could do for the world, like that, like, and now obviously we can always all do some of that, but,
right,
it's a lot easier when you have an organized religious
and
structure.
to be able to do that and have like your basic needs met because that's what you're doing.
Right. That's a lot harder. And in a pre-existing religious structure, that's easier, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I wish I had that, like, gumption, that, because that would have been a great route to go. Because, like, these people, these assholes, don't seem to want to care about other human beings. And it's like, man, I could do what you guys do. And, like, if you gave me the amount of fucking donations that Kenneth Copeland is getting, right?
I'd change the world. Like, I would genuinely... I'd at least change the city.
Right, like, I would...
St. Pete would look a lot different. And it'd be a lot cooler.
And it would not be about how much we praise the glory of God. It would be about, like, people.
How much we take care of one another.
Like Jesus commands me to take care of you, the sick, the needy, the homeless, the helpless, the poor, the disabled amongst thee, the foreigner amongst thee.
This reminds me of a random aside, kind of related. Also reminds me of a conversation I had earlier today with someone. One of the things that I don't think we do well enough on the left is really have people understand that just providing services paid for via taxes is cheaper and more efficient than doing it through the private sector.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you get more for the money. Like, you are going to be taxed no matter what. Your money is going to go to the government no matter what. It seems to me that the best thing to do is to use that money as efficiently to get as much done as possible with every dollar.
Yeah. Government money can be used one of two ways, efficiently or inefficiently, right?
And doing it the leftist way in general is the more efficient.
Absolutely.
And cost effective and the highest return on investment.
I like to look at it as a you should do it the leftist way with some Keynesian neoliberalism, right? And by that I mean, like, direct transfer, most effective way of doing most things, right? Like, if I create a government program to give people cell phones directly by the government, like, I'm going to give you cell phones, right? It's not as efficient as just like giving you a voucher to go buy a cell phone from
wherever,
right? For one, because I've got to collect the cell phones, I've got to hire people to have the cell phones.
I have to have the cell phones. I have to disperse the cell phones.
Right. So that's inefficient.
But if I say, we will give you $1,000 towards whatever cell phone you want.
Yep.
Okay.
Boom. That is easier.
Yeah.
It's far more efficient and it generates economic activity. Right.
And you would probably see a lot of manufacturers taking advantage of that, and you might see prices come down a little bit.
You could,
because it would be so heavily subsidized.
Yeah, depending on how you did it, right?
Yeah.
Because what you also do is that like, I think that if you're going to start implementing these things in a redistributive way, like where we actually like do basic income and cover people's basic needs from the state, an anti-inflationary measure would be not just taxation, but taxing margins, right? Like corporate, like corporate profits, like your first X number of dollars, as a percentage, great. But if you make, a 22% margin as a $1 billion a year company, right?
Yeah.
Your tax rate doubles.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that way you're not
incentivized to gouge.
Yeah. Like, if we're going to pay up to $1,000 for the cell phone, right? And somebody's like, but like the $600 ones are popular. I don't want to see the companies raise the price of the $600 to $1,000.
That's like if you were going to subsidize rentals.
Yeah.
You would want to set it up so it's like, the government gives you $1,000 a month to rent a property. That you'd have to you'd have to build in a mechanism so that prices just didn't go up $1,000 everywhere,
right,
across the board. Which you could do. You could legislate that, and then if you wanted to be a landlord, you would have to abide by those laws or lose your ability to be a landlord. Like, it's real simple.
Now, obviously, we need more housing too.
We need more housing.
That's why
we should be building more housing.
Yeah. I like to look at neoliberal solutions because they work sometimes, right? And then leftist distribution, because I don't want all of the benefits from the things that work going to the top.
Right.
That's how I like to look at the economy. I want to do both, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want market mechanisms doing all the work, right? But I don't want the people at the top to get all the gains from it.
Right. That's why, like, some sort of market-based socialism is probably the way we should push towards.
Yeah. So the Mamdani meeting.
The Mamdani meeting.
The memes have been great.
The memes have been great.
The fascist pass.
It's okay. It's just easier if you say it.
Just go ahead.
Just go ahead.
Like
swooning, like beaming, looking at him like from his desk, just like.
And now there are people trying to be like, look, Donald Trump won that. Like, there's no winning to it. Like,
you know how I know Donald Trump didn't win that? I've seen what MAGA has to say about that meeting.
Yeah, they're confused.
Or violently angry.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they went into it. They framed it as a showdown.
Yeah.
Right? And then Carolyn Levitt, like, earlier that day was, like, trying not to answer the question because, obviously, the president was going to have the meeting and she didn't want to, like, undercut what his post-meeting thing was like. But was asked about it, was like, well, you know, the Democrats, they voted for a socialist, and that just shows what the Democratic Party is. I'm not going to speak for the president because obviously the meeting hasn't happened yet, so I can't put words in his mouth. But, like, you know, he's a socialist, and this is what this country's coming to, right? And it's just like, yeah, okay. And then end of the meeting, he's going to do great. He's going to make it.
I think he just wants New York to be awesome.
Yeah,
I think that's wonderful. We'll do whatever we can to help.
That's how that.
And I've seen so much paranoid speculation about like what sort of 4D chess game the administration was playing. It's like, why would his handlers allow this to happen if they didn't have some sort of Machiavellian scheme for how to like.
The people around Trump are not brilliant.
They're not brilliant, and like. Mamdani asked him for a meeting. That guaranteed a meeting was going to happen because he's like, he wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to come see me. Like, he is a simple man,
right? With
simple wants and desires, and they're not all children.
And now, somebody I sometimes agree with, sometimes disagree with. Sika Dilma wrote yesterday that the meeting was actually a win for Trump because he was able to take like the wind out of the sails of the Democratic win, right? And and some other things, and it made him normalized versus the opposition from Mamdani. And I'm like, no, I don't think so, Sika. I think that I get what you're saying because she does not want Trump normalized at all. Right. In any way, shape, or form. Like, she's one of the people, she was fired from Reason magazine for the donors didn't like her because she wrote nothing but Trump is bad. Right. Which, she was right. But I think that what this did was it legitimized Mamdani in a way that you couldn't buy, right? Yeah. It took all of the criticism out of MAGA. Like, they don't. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Like, they, especially because of the cult-like nature of their movement, right? They've been ranting about how New York is going to fall to Sharia and communism every day since he won. Yeah.
Now their boy says, I think he's really cool.
Right.
He's a very beautiful man.
Like, so it takes all the wind out of that.
Yeah.
Right. And since, like, the Democratic governor of New York was signaling that she wasn't going to help Mamdani with his agenda, right? Basically, like, nudge, nudge, you're dead in the water.
And I think that this is going to hasten the evolution of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have the corporatist, mainstream establishment Dems who are just not going to be able to adapt.
Right.
And they're going to get fucking jettisoned. But they're going to be replaced by better Democrats because the Republican Party is collapsing to the point that, like, it's not like these Dems are going to lose their primaries to a progressive or a Dem-Soch, and then that guy will lose to the Republican because the Republican Party is like fucking clown shoes right now.
Especially because of the way gerrymandering has worked in the United States.
Right.
Like,
especially since it's looking like all of the Republican efforts at gerrymandering in between terms are failing, and the Democrats are pulling it off.
Yeah. Supreme Court temporarily reinstated Texas's gerrymandering attempt for now. they did another shadow docket bullshit thing, sending it back to the lower court.
Constitutional amendment, do away with the shadow docket. How about that?
Yeah. I'm going to say that court reform is like the biggest thing we need.
We need one of those,
including legally binding ethics rules.
one of those amendments needs to be like very strictly delineating exactly what the Supreme Court does and how it operates.
Yeah,
like in detail.
You could also just. All offices within the United States shall be bound by the same laws and rules of ethics.
Yeah.
That would be real fucking easy.
That'd be real. And that would solve a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Not just with the courts.
Right.
But, like, throughout the government.
And no government office gets to take as much in gifts as the Supreme Court does. It's insane.
Not even the rest of the judiciary.
Yeah, not even the rest of the
that's the thing. The rest of the judiciary has all these rules they got to follow and abide by. And the Supreme Court's like, well, we're supreme.
What if I get to give a paid speech to an organization that is got members that have business before the court right now?
Do you know what sort of damage it would do to this court's reputation if we had to be seen as needing binding ethics standards?
Right.
Like, that's the logic. It's like, if we had binding ethics standards, it would look like we needed to be told not to do things that were unethical.
And I mean,
what? Why would people trust us?
Look at my $2 million RV. Oh, I went with Russell Vaught on a trip to Jamaica this week, and this billionaire over here, he bought me a watch. Isn't it nice? But if I had to have binding ethics rules, you'd think that all of these gifts and gratuities and tips in which I'm given for things have an impact on my voting record.
So what if Harlan took me and my buddy Sam here to Thailand for some hookers for a weekend? Why is that wrong?
That is what's happening.
They were probably of age.
And every one of them, I mean, even the liberals in the court take gifts that they probably shouldn't. Mm-hmm. The liberals in the court, clearly, looking at their disclosures, take way less in gifts and disclose them. Disclose things
that the conservatives would never dream of disclosing.
Right.
It's like, I did a book signing and they bought me lunch.
Yeah.
Disclosure. It was probably $80.
Got given a weird statue thing that reminded her of something or something. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like $400. It was like $400 gift. Like the rest of them are like.
They aren't. They aren't.
Like every time we turn around, it's like a new they forgot to disclose $200,000 worth of gifts.
I don't know why you think it's weird that my best friend paid me $2 million to hang out with him for the weekend before we heard a case he was involved in.
I don't know why you think it's weird that my nephew that I adopted is being taken care of by this billionaire who bought his mama a house.
Yeah. So what if he paid my mom's mortgage? What?
Right. He has business before the court, and you didn't disclose it or recuse yourself.
At least Amy Coney Barrett routinely recuses herself.
Right.
I'll say that for her, if nothing else.
Yeah.
She recuses herself all the goddamn time.
Sotomayor recused herself a few times. Jackson recused herself a couple times. Yep. This court is absolutely off the rails corrupt, and it doesn't see it. And Roberts is obsessed with the idea that the court be seen a certain way while also doing absolutely nothing to make it look that way.
Roberts' hyperfixation with wanting the court to be seen a specific way is the reason why it will never be seen that way again.
Yeah.
He has created that situation,
especially
by refusing to acknowledge the problems that are going on.
And it's
they've got an 11% approval rating right now,
right?
Something ridiculous like that.
And they're mad about it.
Yeah,
Roberts is mad about it, and it's
why don't people love us?
Why don't they trust her? This is
You keep taking people's rights away for billionaire money. Like, what do you want? People
Yeah.
don't like that shit.
like you
That's not hard to figure out. This is not rocket science.
you do things that would be illegal in every other role in the federal government.
Period. Full stop.
Period. Full stop. And you take people's rights away, and you shoot down popular legislation. And every time it looks like we're getting nice things, you step in to fuck it up.
And now you keep doing it without actually saying why.
Right.
You're just like, nope.
Yeah, and you're allowing the shadow docket to take hold. You know Clarence Thomas is a fucking problem, and you won't do or say anything about it. Like, that's why. And you know damn well, Roberts, that Johnny Boy, that Clarence and Alito are fucking lunatics.
You don't cite a 17th century witch hunter in your abortion decision if you're not a fucking lunatic.
And John Roberts, you had a choice when this all started to pan out of sitting down with Barrett and Gorsuch and saying, look, we can't do that.
Yeah.
We can't be that people. We can't do the immunity ruling. We
Yeah.
can't do these things. You had the opportunity to do that.
I have heard
and basically make a Clarence Thomas and Alito are one branch of the court.
We can't be those guys.
Right? And the liberal three are another branch, and you could have done a fucking 2 or 3 person like center of the court, right? That was like, okay, we will pick up votes from either side of you.
We will moderate the two extremes.
Right. You could have been
You could have done those guys. And you would have looked like fucking like sound, reasoned, legal minds.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have the PR problems you have right now. I have heard speculation, rumors going around from people who are know things about inside the court that they are regretting that immunity ruling. They are regretting doing that.
Well, it was the stupidest thing ever. They were asked point blank if a president could do really unhinged, illegal, dangerous, and lethal things during, like, those were the questions that came up during the arguments for the case. And then they made the broadest, most insane ruling
Possible.
Like, it got to the heart of, in the arguments, could they have SEAL Team 6 kill political opponents? Well, I guess maybe under this argument.
Then you say no.
Right.
Like,
what if the president committed a whole bunch of crimes? Well, yes. Under this theory of immunity, if the president committed a whole bunch of crimes, there would be nothing we could do about it.
I mean, it was an official act.
And that's what you did. Like,
in perpetuity until you fix it.
you could fix it.
You can fix it.
Hell, I don't know. Maybe. Fuck. You're the Supreme Court. The rules don't fucking really matter. You could take some other case about, like, you know, like the ruling on the proper action of, like, you know, fucking Lindsay Halligan here, right? That Lindsay Halligan, whether or not she was accepted, like, legally fucking hired case, right? And you could just write like a 3-page, like, we find that we ruled an error in, right? Like,
or make anybody who does something on the president's behalf that he has immunity for legally responsible for the outcome.
Yes.
It's like, oh no, he has immunity. You did it.
Right.
Doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, he told you to do it, but your dumbass listened.
Right.
That's illegal for you.
They also broadly, in that case, just magically, without it being on the immunity case, without it even being a part of the case, expanded on and ruled on questions of the pardon power that had not been before the court. Remember that, just as part of that ruling, just like a little throwaway line? We didn't even talk about that one because it was overshadowed.
Yeah.
But, like, there were open questions about whether or not the president could pardon, like, themselves or pardon, like, you know, family members and things like improper pardon power, right? And they were just like,
no, it's pretty much infinite.
Yeah, it's infinite and absolute.
You can't question it.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, The amazing thing too is that of all the years, it's always like Democrats are corrupt constantly. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So they've always been, but like always in the ways that
you're always gonna have a Bob Menendez hoarding gold bullion somewhere.
Yeah, and every president has signed a couple pardons on their way out the door that they probably shouldn't have.
Every last one of them.
Every last one of them. Right? Sure, I get that, but
maybe not Jimmy Carter. I don't know.
Yeah. But you gave a fucking blank check to the most blatantly corrupt madman possible. That also gives a blank check to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, if I randomly somehow stumbled into becoming president tomorrow, right, and wanted to become a dictator,
yeah,
it'd be amazingly easy.
Yeah.
Like, I drone strike Capitol building today. Done.
Yeah.
We don't need a legislature. Can't stop me.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's official business.
Official business. Boom. Like, and it's over with. Like, sure, there'd be a civil war, but what do I care? Right?
I'd have the military.
Right. Like, all I really wanted was to rule D.C. anyways.
Yeah.
Like a supervillain. But the Supreme Court is so awful at what they do, and I don't get it because
they don't have to be.
Right. Like
Thomas and Alito notwithstanding, these are adults who are capable of reason and thought.
Yeah, even Kavanaugh. Like, let's be real. Yeah, I like beer, Kavanaugh, but also he's a fine attorney.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean that as he's a fine attorney. I mean, he's fine.
He's acceptable.
He's acceptable.
He's competent at the job. He's able to do the job.
Like, yeah.
I don't think that Thomas or Alito could anymore.
No. Like, Kavanaugh obviously is responsible for some of the worst memos that came out of the Bush administration, in part, right? Like, he was an architect behind some of those legal opinions that we don't like.
Yeah.
But
they were attempts at legal opinions, at least.
Right. He was able to craft a legal opinion that shielded the federal government from prosecution for things it was doing. Like, that's smart.
Yeah.
Like,
it's evil, but it's smart.
Yeah. Thomas, on the other hand, is like, there's a 14th century witch hunter I'd like to quote. Like,
yeah.
And it's insane. You know what I'm thankful for?
It is almost that day.
It is almost that day.
But I'm thankful for the potluck because I wouldn't have Thanksgiving dinner otherwise.
Yeah. I am thankful.
I'm gonna need that energy to work afterwards too.
I am thankful for the Zohar Mamdani meeting. I am thankful that the world's first trillionaire is a insecure man baby who needs to program an AI chatbot to tell people he's a good father because his own children won't.
I do like Vivian a lot.
Right?
She's pretty cool.
But it tells people he's a good dad, unprompted even, when asked other questions about him.
I mean,
like,
is ketamine one of his children?
Apparently. I am thankful for that because without that, our world's first trillionaire would probably be somebody I was afraid of.
Yeah.
But like,
I keep meaning to ask Rock questions about botched dick enlargement surgeries, but I can't figure out exactly how I want to word it.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Like I don't know, maybe like if you have a dick enlargement surgery that enlarges your penis by 300% but renders it useless, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Something like that.
I am going to have to ask it.
Should you be proud of your gargantuan dick that doesn't work?
Dick don't work. Audience, what do you think? Do you think that you should be proud of the gargantuan dick that don't work?
Do you think that you should make that the world's problem?
But
this is why he's only conceived one child naturally, with Grimes of all people.
Yeah.
And that's the kid he uses as a goddamn human shield. It's like the end of the fucking Dead Zone when he holds the baby up.
He talked about how he was afraid he was going to be assassinated, then started carrying his kid around
on his shoulders. It is just like the end of fucking Martin Sheen at the end of Dead Zone.
That is the note I think I want to end this on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
We will be back with season 2 first week of December.
Yep.
Until then, this is The Grift.
I'm grateful for you, audience. I'm thankful for you, the people.
There's 150 of you fine people now.
Yeah. I'm thankful for Gonzo.
Everyone should be.
And
I don't know what most of you people would do without me. In both the internet and my personal life.
all you give me is judgment.
You need it. You like it.
A little bit.
You like it.
All right.
Until then.